Hi, welcome to the Melanated Wise Girl Aftershow, a mini Percy Jackson podcast. I'm your host, Tatyana, aka your digital Melanated Wise Girl, and today we are starting our adventure into the Sea of Monsters. And with that, we kind of need a special guest for that. So, everybody, welcome our special guest today, Kimmy.
Hi.
Kimmy, I'm so excited to have you on, especially not only to talk about just Percy Jackson, but also like as a fellow Black girl into Percy Jackson, I feel like
Yeah.
there's another level, especially with, the particular castings and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
just so excited. But before we get into that, before we get into the Percy Jackson of it all, for the people who may not know you, or may have been introduced to you literally today with your pictures on set, tell us who you are.
Hi, my name is Kimmy. My tag on social medias is Kimmy Books with two S's at books. And I am a bookish content creator. I talk a lot about romance books, but I also talk about media in general. I'm a huge movie person, so I love anything to do with romance in any range of media, which is a big reason why I'm here today. And just my love for Greek mythology. And yeah, no, I'm just happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you join us. When you say your love of like Greek mythology, is that why you got into Percy Jackson, or was it something else?
Yeah, so Percy Jackson, I literally know exactly where I was. I was in fourth grade in Miss Morrison's class in my elementary school, and you know how you used to do group like popcorn reading with your class? She pulled out
Yes.
Percy
Yeah.
Jackson, and we would do it like I think we would read a book like maybe a chapter every week. So I was on the edge of my seat, like I was actually like, oh my gosh, wait, this book is real tea. Hold on. So from there, I kind of like spiraled into this world because I was like, wait, Greek mythology is actually so cool. This is so interesting. And so from there, I kind of became obsessed with Greek mythology and coincidentally, obviously, Percy Jackson. And
Mm.
now I am almost a Disney adult.
And now there probably will be a Percy Jackson ride in like the next 5, 10 years, and I need to be there opening day.
I literally, yeah, you don't even understand the way like wiggled my way into this Percy Jackson opportunity. Like it's crazy.
I was
Like
gonna
if there's a will,
say,
there's a way.
yeah, I was gonna say also, I wanted to provide a disclaimer to people very quickly
Okay.
that when I asked my first two guests if they wanted to be on, I did not know that either of you at that point
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I'm sorry.
separately went on set. So that was very funny. I did not mean for this to happen, but I'm so
Yeah.
happy for both of you.
Thank
Um,
you.
and we're going to talk a little bit about your set visit in a second to break up episode 1 and 2, but I think we want to get straight into episode 1.
Oh yeah.
Like just talking about it in general. Like what was your first impression with episode 1 in particular?
I was intrigued in how they introduced Typhon.
Mm,
When season one came out, I did reread the book, but I decided to go get my master's, so I haven't been able to have time to like read the way I wanted to right before Sea of Monsters came
no,
out.
I
So
understand.
I can't remember how Tyson was introduced, but I don't think it was like that. And not in a bad way, but it was like his mom kind of seeing that Tyson was a Cyclops. I mean, because it's been a while since I've read the books, I'm like, ooh. Luke's mom, like, I'm like, oh, wait,
Yeah, that
wait.
connection of the seeing was
Yeah,
absolutely. I was like, oh, like
yeah,
that one gif, like pointing at the TV. It's
yeah,
yeah, that. No, for me, I had to. So I reread it for a YouTube video because I was like, let me like actually kind of know what I'm talking about when I do this like video predictions. And somebody in the
yeah.
comments is like, actually,
Actually,
on book page 574. No, I was like,
mm,
let me reread it. In the books, Tyson, he doesn't know that he's a Cyclops until they get to camp.
yeah,
So I don't think Sally may have a feeling, but I don't think they specify that she knows.
yeah. That's what I was thinking
So
too.
it was really interesting that he automatically knew that he was a Cyclops,
And he was
but
already
still,
living with Percy too. I was like, oh,
I do appreciate the change of him living with them because it always felt weird to me that I was like, they were like, he was homeless, and then we would like
mm-hmm.
go home. I was like, I feel like it makes more sense for Sally to like be like, all right, I'm just
Yeah.
taking
Come on
take him
in.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. And I mean, personally, my parents wouldn't, but my Sally is the
Right.
MVP parent. So they'll be like, oh, we'll help him out. But
Hmm.
yeah, I, my first thing with this season, it's so funny. After they did a little recap of like every now and season one, it was the first shot being Grover. And I was just like, oh, so Grover's face card T first thing out the gate.
Dang, Aryan is so pretty. Like I just that there's no other way to use that. Even when I saw him in
Yeah.
person, I was like, wow, like you actually look like this. Like that's crazy. God loves you. Like your face is so pretty. Like wow.
I is so unrelated, but I like went after the Percy Jackson trailer came out, I was like, okay, I need to like not associate like I need to go like do things outside. And so my mom was like, let's go see Freakier Friday. And I was like, okay, it was Mother's Day weekend. She wanted to go see it. So I went and see it. Bam, Arya shows up on the screen. I
I
said,
know
are
you were
you
like, you can't avoid
serious?
him.
I was like, I'm not gonna think about Percy Jackson. We're just gonna watch
Hmm.
this Disney movie, whatever, whatever. Aryan appears. I was like,
Yeah, you're like,
he's everywhere, and he should
hmm.
be. He
Yeah,
should be. He should be a rom-com lead at some point, personally.
exactly. I would love to see that actually.
I think that's a great avenue for him, especially during or after the show. But
Hmm.
I found it so interesting that they started off with his journey to search for Pan, and like all of a sudden we see rogue campers 4, 5, and 6 appear.
Yeah, literally.
They just appear, and then we're introduced to this new original character, Allison, who Grover recognizes, which I thought was really interesting. Of like,
Hmm.
hey, what are you guys doing here? Oh my god, are
Yeah,
we all going to search for Pan? And they're like,
yeah,
no, we're actually here to kill you. But
yeah. Like you have to get God. Yeah.
here's the thing: they said he has to get got, but they did none of the such. They were talking, they were pulling up their bows. Nobody was firing.
Yeah, but that's even you have to add to the drama of it. I think the only thing I kind of wish, and I have this qualm with season one too, is that I
Yeah.
feel like everything is, and I know this is how TV is now, especially like streaming. I think everything's like over-explained and not showed. Like Grover being like,
Mm,
"Oh, they want the golden fleece. What are you looking?" You know what I mean? Like it's like he
yeah.
didn't know you. You just saw the fleck of gold. Like you wouldn't. If I'm looking for Pan, I'm in the woods. My mind would be like, is that a piece of the golden fleece? Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yeah.
there's a little more search that needs to be done. And like even Annabeth, like she really does know everything. Like the exact poison that Dahlia was a spoiler that she was,
Yeah,
poisoned
yeah.
with. She like immediately like identified it. I'm like. I would understand that if they maybe gave a little background, being like, "Oh yeah, she's really studied up on this." Like, granted, obviously she's been at
Yeah.
camp really, really long, but I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, I just wish it was so much explained, more showed.
No, yeah, I definitely get that. I think it's way better with season 2 already than it was with
Agreed.
season 1,
Agreed.
particularly. And I do wonder that after maybe episode 3, because I feel like we're probably going to go into a little bit more with Luke's side, we
Mm-hmm.
start getting away from that and show more. It's like, I feel like they anticipated that a lot of the audience was going to be tuning in for the first time during season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, let's catch them up. But also, I was just like, okay, I kind of noticed. But I do think it was better done than in season 1.
Yeah.
I think of skipping ahead a little bit because I do want to talk about Percy having a picture of Annabeth in his mirror and that whole scene. But um,
The Percabeth of
when
it all.
the Percabeth of it all, um, but like, I think it was Tyson, they were explaining to Tyson basically everything with Dahlia's tree and trying to explain everything. So it was like, okay, you're explaining this to Tyson, so it doesn't feel like it's explaining to the audience because Tyson doesn't know it. But also at the same time, it's like you're kind of explaining it to us as well. I definitely think there is a better use of the tell don't show, but I hope we get away from that as the season progresses, which I think we
Yeah.
might. But yeah, back to let's go back to a second to Percy's introduction because when we say he's down bad,
No, I love this too. And because I am a fiend, I watch all the cast interviews I can, as frequently as I can, at least when I see them. And every time I see Leon Walker talking about Percabeth, specifically Walker, he's like, "Oh, I had no idea this was happening. Like it's like just so natural." And then we'll look at each other and we're shipped and da 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 da. You know, he always acts kind of confused. Like he doesn't really know that it's happening. He's like, yeah, that's cool that that's happening, but like I didn't do this intentionally. Like what's going on? And and to see that reflected in person, like he is Percy. Like he's
He
actually Percy, like perfectly.
I find it funny. I think of the interview where he was just like, I just blacked out when they were talking about the necklace scene in season
Yeah.
1. And now we're like season 2, and he's like, I don't know, guys. It's just the way. I was like, I need you to look at yourself in the mirror for
Yeah.
5 seconds.
It's like when he's like addressing her, his tone gets softer, or like the like
Yeah.
he's just so like teenage, like angsty, and it's like oh, I don't know, and he just I feel like
Yeah.
he's seriously the perfect, perfect Percy.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They casted both of them so well, and their chemistry works
Hmm.
together so well. Especially, I mean, we're already in 2 episodes of this season, and they're already like, the chemistry is insane. So I can't even imagine how it's
Hmm.
going to be with specifically their moments, like the
Yeah.
siren scene and other scenes coming up. Um, and it's like, I found it really funny that like Grover's picture was like on the mirror. It was just like, put it on the mirror. Annabeth's, make sure it's
Taped
taped
up,
inside,
between the things.
making sure it works. It's
No,
like,
like
oh
it's
no, my
great.
best friends. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're not treating one of these the same.
Mm-mm.
But then we get Annabeth's first appearance when she pulls up in the taxi, and
The People's Princess. She's a yes.
I have a Poseidon one because when I got to the store, I was like, just give me the bottle. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea that it came with
Yeah,
a
like wait,
bottle. What?
really?
Oh my God. And I didn't even ask. But
That's
Athena, girly in heart, cabin 6 always. But like
mm,
when Annabeth showed up, I was like, that's how you make an entrance. Like you
yeah.
just
And I
sh-
do want to take a small segue because I don't know when we're going to talk about this, but the fact, let me
yes.
tell you, sometimes I have a terrible day. Oh, I remember Annabeth is black. Smile on my face. I literally, like, it makes me feel alive. Like, I can never explain this to people because they're like, oh my gosh, how do you get so excited about these things? I'm like, you don't get it. You don't understand what this would have meant. Like, it means so much to me now. If
Hmm.
I saw this 15 years ago, I'm not going to age myself, but if I saw this a bit ago, oh, I would have been in shambles. Like she is so perfectly like encapsulates Annabeth in every way. And then the fact that she is black and just so
Hmm.
strong and beautiful and herself and tough. And it just I love it.
No, it's absolutely like when it's just things that remind us this. I think I tweeted this out yesterday. I was like, at the end of the day, book purists can be mad,
Hmm.
but it's going to be Black Annabeth in Fortnite, Black Annabeth in the Percy Jackson parks, Black Annabeth in any other adaptations that they make. Like it's over. Like you guys kind of lost. I'm sorry, and
They won
I don't feel
because they
sorry.
got the best girl for the job. They got the best,
Yes.
like nobody can be Annabeth the way that Leah is. Like, I'm so upset I didn't see her on my visit. Oh, I'm so upset. Yeah.
No, it's crazy how like I remember that when the casting came out, because I was like, I knew the Percy Jackson show was coming out, and then I saw the Annabeth casting. I said, oh, I'm locked
Oh,
in. The hyperfixation is back.
no, I was already kind of like a lot of my book talk content was Percy Jackson before I like started reading romance. So when they had announced that the show was like, first of all, being like even produced and made, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But I had watched The Adam Project, which was like one of Walker's, I think it might be his first role, but it was one of his first roles.
Yeah.
And he was like with Ryan Reynolds, and it's like this huge production. I watched that, no knowledge of him being Percy at all, and I was like, oh my gosh, this kid is great. Like I literally remember watching being like, if he was Percy Jackson, I wouldn't be upset. Like that is a good person. This is a good candidate for Percy. A week later, the casting came out. I screamed so loud. I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Disney thought the exact same thing.
And they said we gotta snatch him up.
There's a reason why that the casting department got an Emmy straight out the gate. Um, just for their casting. I think
Hmm.
they need to be prepared for that season 2 Emmy.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
that casting department, particularly, I also think Tyson, played by Daniel Demere, also come and get your Emmy nomination
You
speech ready.
like Daniel. That's so, every time I see your post about him, it's like I started seeing it more after I met him too, because he was the first one I met out of all the cast, and I was like, this is so
They're like, why does it keep coming up? Oh, it's just Tatyana again.
no, it's like, oh wow. No, he's like he actually is so nice. He's so tall, but yeah, he's really, really nice, and he really like loves his craft, and
Mm.
he's like a writer as well. He's very, very kind. But yeah, I think they're also gonna get an Emmy. But you know, if they casted me, they could get an Oscar.
There you go. In the movie edition.
Right.
First
Right.
ever TV show in the Oscar nomination
Oscar.
category.
No, it was funny too. Okay, I keep talking about that, so maybe we should finish episode one. But
Okay, we'll touch on your set visit in a second, back in a
okay.
second. Talking a little bit about the taxi scene in particular, which I thought was very funny. And it's really interesting because I don't want to compare it to the movies because these books are way different than the movies and how they adapt them. But like,
Mhm.
they did do a better job. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I
More
thought it was
founding
great.
thinker.
I thought it was great. The comedy was great. Boyfriend line, which was crazy. Which they were like, we didn't think that was gonna be a big deal. Do you know that there are people around the world ready for Percebeth,
They're
and they have to
very
wait
unaware of their
years?
fandom. They're very
I
unaware of their fan base. It's actually so fun to witness too. And one thing that someone pointed out to me, I mean, I watched it and I feel I
Mm,
love like theories and all that. But someone was like, when they called him her boyfriend, he didn't flinch. She was just like, okay, go with the flow. But when they said other boyfriend, he was like, other boyfriend. Like, you know what I mean? He's like immediately like jump. And I just feel like
me.
that's so Percy. Like, I don't know. It's like perfect. Like, there's so many elements about Walker that it's like
Mm.
they really shook the book and he fell out in the palm of their hand.
When they truly did shake the book and like all of
Yeah.
them fell out, like it's so funny, just like the interactions. Because the thing is, with Percy, like her boyfriend, he kind of understands it, but he doesn't really understand it,
Yeah.
and he's not going to for like
Not
another
anytime soon.
2 years, maybe a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
But like he was just like, yeah, that's me.
I'll take it. Right.
I'll take it. And so also the fact that we find out afterwards that they wrote letters to each other, which I thought was really interesting. And the fun twist from the books, which they
Yeah.
did, they emailed in the books,
Yeah,
but it
they
was also like
emailed the actual
2000.
handwritten letter. Gosh, the kids are going to be
So
okay.
the
Kids are going to
kids
be okay.
are going to be okay.
One thing I did want to touch on though that I feel like
Yeah.
I Annabeth was a little more apprehensive, obviously, when she saw Tyson, but I wish that
Mm,
they almost showed her very more reluctant to
mm,
letting him in, since it was her who gave him permission into camp, just so we could be like, because obviously we know as book readers that she has that bad connotation with Cyclops. So when she sees him, she's like, obviously a little standoffish, but not rude, which is good. But I feel like when we could have seen that like fight a little more just so the people who haven't read would have been like, oh, wait, why doesn't she like this boy?
yeah. No, I agree. I think it's weird because it was the first time it was brought up is with when I like really clocked it was with Grover in
Hmm.
episode 2
Yeah,
when
because when
he's
he was like, how
like,
does Impact feel about that? And Percy's like, I
mhm.
don't care.
Yeah, it was like a step aside, she portrayed me, but this is a whole other conversation. And then he's like, no, like a Cyclops? Let's back up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wonder if, because I think episode 3, they're on the boat. I wonder if it's going to really pop up then, because that's when Luke sees them, I think.
Is that the Princess Andromeda, that boat?
I think so.
Okay. And I'm so excited to see how that plays out. I'm really excited for Luke. Like, I think Charlie's phenomenal as Luke, but to
Mm.
see him be more, like, just be in the persona of Luke, not acting like the good guy, just being himself. Oh, I can't wait.
I'm so excited because since the show shows it in different points of view, we're gonna see. Well, I'm sorry. I am Luke's biggest hater. I'm sorry to the audience. It's the way it is. I will forever be Luke's biggest hater. I can get his whole thing. Like I
Yeah.
understand. Still Luke's biggest hater. You did stab your situationships tree. Which speaking of in
I
broad daylight, by the
in broad
way.
daylight, in front of Annabeth, actually, not even just like
That's
no audience. Like he had an audience. Granted, he didn't know if it was there, but still.
that's fair. But like that's the only thing that's like, okay, that's kind of fair. He didn't know Annabeth was going to show up at that moment. It was just a distraction. But
Yeah.
also, broad daylight? What happened to
Yeah.
doing stuff at night?
I mean, because I feel like Annabeth, well, no, she was hanging out in the tree after it was poisoned.
Yeah.
I also think that, because my memory can't be that clear, or maybe it's not that clear, but in the books, I don't think it was ever emphasized how much, like, because it was obviously Annabeth had a crush on Luke, but never
Yeah.
Thalia and Luke had that dynamic. Like, it was always straight, like, friends with Thalia and Luke. But I feel like with the show, they're gonna go almost like you said, that situationship kind of
Mm,
like, I mean, and I feel like it's easier, obviously, when you see chemistry because, I mean, from what I've seen, which this is not a spoiler on anything because Charlie was not there when I was on set.
okay.
But from what I've seen, like kind of through social interactions online and stuff like that, there's a little romance budding between Talia and Luke, and I actually, or at least in their past. So I think I'd be so happy to see how that plays out.
No, I agree. I think it's more so, it's not, I get these two books mixed up. I think it's a Demigod Diaries. There's like a
Hmm.
story about, and I haven't read it in a very long time, but it was a story about Luke, Dahlia, and Annabeth on their adventure, and there's some implications in that. But other than that, I don't think
Yeah.
there's like, it's not even, it's a little bit inferred, but because we deal with Annabeth liking Luke, which I 100% am so glad they took out of the show.
I don't know if they took that out because the Gray sisters said like your other boyfriend. So she's thinking
Yeah.
about him a lot. Like they bringing that up to people who have fresh eyes. If I hadn't known like of a crush, I would have been like, what other boyfriend? Is she seeing him romantically in her dreams? Like,
I thought
you know what I
they
mean?
assumed Grover when they said that. Or maybe she saw a part of Grover or somebody else at camp. But I guess that
Oh
could be.
no, that's true. Well, because she said Grover is that your other boyfriend, but like she
Yeah.
hasn't been dreaming about Grover. She's been dreaming about
About
Camp.
camp.
So maybe that's me using my intuition, knowing that she had her previous crush on Luke. That's
Yeah.
true. No, you're right. You're right.
I do. I also think they have mentioned that they're taking it out of the show and they want to focus
Really?
on more of a sibling dynamic between them or
I mean,
inferred it. Yeah. Which is fair
okay.
because that age gap was.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I hate, oh my God. In The Last Olympian, it's like you just reminded me, oh,
Oh my
in The Last
God.
Olympian when he's like, did you love me?
You are, if
Mhm.
you haven't read the books, 30 seconds
Yeah,
skip over, you are dying.
yeah. Like he's literally dying on his deathbed, last breaths to squeak out the words.
Can I get a hug though? Are you serious right now?
I mean, look, in my last moments, I'd want a hug from Annabeth too. Like, I get
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
friendly.
But, oh yeah, friendly. Hello? But yeah, no, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I because they're obviously getting a season 4 and 5. The numbers are crazy.
Yeah. And they're
Um
gonna do Heroes too.
yeah, exactly. And they're gonna I want them to do Heroes as movies. I think that would be really fun. But I could
Well, I
also
don't think
see
there's enough. Um,
I that's the only thing. I was like, I feel like
Mark of Athena? I need 20 hours. Minimum. Mark of Athena. Excuse me?
the
That cannot
cliffhanger.
be a movie.
The funniest thing about my Percy Jackson experience is that I was reading The Heroes of Olympus as it was being released, and
Okay.
I remember the ending of, was it Mark of Athena?
Oh, you had
And
to wait.
I had to wait. And then I just stopped. I said, I'm done. And I started reading King Chronicles instead. I said, I'm sick. This is sick.
Fair. And then his like, I think his acknowledgement in the next book was like, "So sorry for leaving you guys hanging." Not really. Like he's so
That's
silly.
so honestly me, because like me as an
Yeah,
author,
yeah,
truly. I
yeah.
would also do something like that. I would pull something like that, truly. Oh,
Oh,
plus
Clarice.
Cl-
Sorry, just thought about her.
Clarice Dior does what she has to do. She's so
Dior is
good
the
in
people
this role.
princess. When I tell you, and I'll cover more on her when we talk about my visit, but I really think like in book one, I was like, or book one, season one. Hello. I still loved her performance as Clarice, don't get me wrong. But we didn't see enough of her to like she was like a real like bully, no like but like
Yeah.
now it's like almost more comical to me. Like, oh hey Clarice, shut up, Jackson. Like, that like banter, like that is what I really like seeing. Not so much like actual bullying, but like
Hmm.
that mean banter and her obviously just being irritated with his existence. Oh, I love that. Like that I was like, that is a book seed perfectly, like perfectly.
No, it's truly like when as soon as she appeared on the screen and she did that, I was like, yeah, we're good. We're good. I've seen it already. This is going to be hilarious. And we'll talk
Mhm.
about episode 2, Clarice,
Yeah.
because that's so, but yeah, I I put in my notes for like the outline of like making sure I touch everything. It
Mhm.
says, and I quote, Poseidon decided to be a dad again for once and claimed Dice.
When I tell you all the jabs, who was it Mr. D who was like, no,
Uh,
he used his trident and couldn't keep his trident to himself or something. Like, what line
yes.
was that? And I was like,
Oh,
oh, I was like, oh wow, that's crazy you went there. No, I think all the Poseidon jokes are hilarious.
they're like, oh, you decided to become a dad again. A great
Hmm.
job.
E for effort.
Congrats. E
And
for,
while we're on the claiming topic, right, and Percy,
mm,
outburst, Annabeth and Percy's talk when Percy and Tyson were in confinement.
crazy, crazy work, actually. Um, what were you doing, Percy? The bag that was fumbled so badly by Percy.
I I loved that scene. I think that, and maybe it's because I really watch things with like a almost like a that delivery was really good. And I
Mm,
obviously because I know, it's hard for me to like be like this is real because I've obviously been in this one since I was like 5 or like since I was like 8. But that to me, their acting is so good as angsty teens who like don't know what to say to each other. Like when I
yeah,
tell you, I literally felt like I was in middle school again. Like that, like
yeah.
we'll talk to each other later. Like that, like
It was
what can you
giving.
say?
I'm not saying this as like a diss from them, but it was giving like, in the Disney Channel shows, they're like, I guess I'll see you later, and it'll
That's
like
what.
go off. That, but like actual, like you're
Yeah,
stepped back into middle
like
school is
done
like that.
well.
The feeling that they're
Yeah.
trying to portray in that, I think, was really well done. And I personally, when looking at that scene and seeing how Annabeth's makeup was a little bit different, her hair was a bit more fresh, like she was ready.
Hmm.
And but then, of course, because they're like middle schoolers, they're like, it's like I don't know, like
Yeah, you
catch the
gotta
signs.
go.
Gotta
Yeah,
deal with
that's
this really quick. No, catch some signs.
And then him immediately finding her when he's like, I know. Oh, wait, no, that's episode 1. Sorry, I was like,
Yeah, that
wait,
is
that's
episode 1.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, when he finds her at the tree and he's like, I know what to do. Like it's been like he wakes up from his dream, immediately goes to find her. Like,
Knows where she's at. And then I cannot take credit for this because I was scrolling on the Twitter app. But like when she asks, like, I need a sign from Thalia's tree, and then Percy shows up. Crazy work from the writer's room, truly.
oh, it almost reminds me of. And look, I'm gonna lose my mind here. It reminds me of episode or season 1, episode 7 at the very end, when fate reveals its true path. And she picks him up and he's like looking like, oh, I'm gonna
No,
lose it.
that eats so bad. And my favorite
Yeah.
part of that is just Grover being like, I guess I'm
No,
gonna get up myself.
like it's so funny. I think it's so funny watching Grover when they interact. Like even Arian said that he cried in the last episode when like they hugged, or when she gave him the necklace
Yeah,
and stuff. Like it's just you got to be special to pull
yeah.
that up. I'm like props to
Apparently he
watching him
cried
again.
again during another scene. So I'm like, they just got get him to stop crying. I was
Oh
like,
no,
what
that's
happens?
good.
What do they
Yeah.
do? And they're just like light work.
Yeah.
And it'll just like light work. Lastly, I want to talk about before we head into your set visit, I Grover and Percy's empathy link, particularly. I think it was so well done how they did
Me
it because I was
too.
so like, how are they going to do this?
Same. Same.
I love a good mirror motif. And I
Me too.
love seeing like them in a mirror, them realizing that they have this bond. I think that was one of the best examples of show don't tell because they were
Yeah.
in the moment
Yeah.
figuring it out, but also
Yeah,
the audience was as well.
exactly. And then even them switching, like
Mm,
it's like interchangeable. Like y'all, they're in this created like memory, or like it's actually like they're actually talking to each other.
yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah, no, I think that was really, really well done as well.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting how they play that's going to play into the rest of the season too, and how that empathy link is going to work because it's how well, it's not even how he got the location, it's how he understood where the location
Hmm.
was. Also, it's the wedding dress in this first episode, right? It's the first
No,
episode.
it's the second episode.
I'm so glad we're doing both in this episode then.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, we're ending with the fact, with the end is Percy goes to Annabeth, of course.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, your final thoughts on episode 1 on a scale of 1 to 5.
Oh, scale from 1 to 5. I mean, I think it's 5. I think that's a really good start to a season.
Mm-hmm.
Keep you on the edge of your feet or, seat. And I think they, besides my, like, I wish you were more apprehensive towards Tyson, just so you would know it's like actual, like, distrust on her end. I think they did an amazing job. Like,
Yeah.
really, really good at wrapping it around. Very, like, good at showing us these dynamics and bringing in Clarice. I'm really excited to see her POV. I know she's going to be more of a
Mm-hmm.
main than she is in the book, so I'm really excited.
Same. I would also agree. I would say 4.55 because I feel like the 5 is going to be say more for episode 2 and beyond.
I think, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think this was a really great introduction. You can tell the budget was increased. The first shot, I was like, "Oh, budget increase.
Money,
Thank you."
money.
Budget, cinematography, acting, everything up. Um, so
Yeah.
we thank you, other mouse shows that had to sacrifice for Percy Jackson,
And
and
I
it's
hope
just
you're okay with continuing to
sacrifice.
sacrifice. So,
The Billboard season 4 and 5 secured.
can I tell you, I was on that set being like, remember me for Battle of the Labyrinth. That is my favorite. Sorry. Like, not to be present. I know there's, please, like, I will be an aide. I will do whatever I can to see that set during.
I'll be a PA. I will do runs. Let me
I'll be a stunt
know.
double. Like, get me in there. What? Girl.
But speaking of set, I think you did post today about how you got to
Yeah.
visit set. So I wanted to talk, what was like your favorite part in your experience of that?
I can't say my favorite part because I
Fair.
didn't have an embargo with that. But I think just the experience in general, like being there and meeting everyone that I could. The crew was amazing. I have worked on sets before, usually in front of the camera. No, but it's with short film stuff.
No.
Short film stuff, nothing of this scale at all. Oh my gosh. Soon, hopefully. But no, I love seeing how many people it really takes to make just one take. You know what I mean? Like it
Mm,
really is a collective, and to see such a big production, such a big soundstage, see how they take apart all these sets, they put them together, the set, like it's the most insane thing, and it's like so rewarding in the end. So I think that was my favorite part, was really seeing the behind the scenes and watching, because we did get the opportunity to watch some scenes.
what are 3 things you can share about your visit, even though it probably a lot of the stuff we won't see for a while?
Yeah, I can share that I went to Camp Half Blood.
Mm.
Actually, it was really cool. The lake was drained though. It was like empty, which is, but it was nice, my first time in Canada.
Mm,
So Camp Half Blood, it's really cool because it really does feel like a camp.
mm,
Like it is pretty intimate,
mm.
and I think, I don't know, I can say the cabins, but there's some fun stuff there. And then I also got to, if I can share. Well, I don't think I can share more than that actually. But I got to talk to their acting teacher and their actual teacher on set.
I just
Yeah. Sorry, you were gonna ask
No,
something?
I said that was really cool.
Yeah, no,
Because I
it
feel
was
like
really cool.
the acting teacher specifically,
Yes.
because I feel like I keep seeing stuff like what he made them like had them do for the roles, and I think it's so interesting, especially someone who like is interested in like screenwriting and directing and all that. I'm like, yeah, that's
Mhm.
somebody you need on set. That's so.
Exactly. It's really cool to see him there. And as I mean, I take acting classes every
Mm,
week, multiple times a week sometimes, and like I truly love it. It's my main passion in life. being able to talk to him and be like, yes, you work this year. And he was even asking me because I was like, yes, I work back home and I, go to class. And he was like, yes, go to classes. What do you do in your class? What's your favorite thing to do? And he's like asking me all these questions. I'm like, what is your favorite thing? Like, what do you like evoking when you ask
Mhm.
someone to do this thing? Because no acting teacher is the same, So I think that was my conversation with him was one of my favorites. We literally spoke for
Mhm.
like 30 minutes and I was like, it's my whole thing. I love it so much. And I like don't know how I can use my platform to go further, but anyway, I can. I
Mhm.
want like that. But yeah, he was really cool. So I think that what like not that I can really tell, but like one of my favorite interactions was talking to him and Dan. Dan is really, really nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
I loved like especially on a love for the behind the scenes crew because I'm just like
Mm,
as just a behind the scenes girly, it's just like I'm so glad that they show that love not only like you could tell from not only on social media but on set just how
hmm.
everybody like really bonds and connects. Like even like the
Yeah.
acting coach is like there and like so like visible and you know who he is
Hmm.
and talking to people. I took one acting class. Well, okay. So I did high school theater and then I took
Thank you.
yeah. And then I did a on-camera acting class in college.
Ooh.
Because I was like, it's part of my film. I was like, it's part of my film degree. And when they talk about directing, they're like, it's always good for a director to take an acting class or a screenwriter
Mm.
to take an acting class. So like you know how to talk to actors and you
Yeah.
know how like what their process is like. And my first assignment, I was like, I'm surrounded by theater majors. I'm gonna be so bad. I was like, I'm decent, but like I'm not gonna be good. And my teacher kept saying, like, trust me. And we were like, I was like, okay. We had our first on camera assignment. We all looked terrible. It was so bad because like being on camera is very different than being a theater actor.
A
Uh,
110%.
and I don't think a lot of people realize how much
Yeah.
goes into on camera acting.
Hmm.
And that taught me so much about like how like your emotions have to be a little bit more
Dude, a lot
subdued,
more
a
subdued, but
lot more subdued.
enough. I think one thing that I've gotten like good feedback on is reacting. A lot of people don't know how hard it is to actually react if you've heard and been in the scene. I mean, you've read this script for weeks, days, however long you've had it. You're redoing these scenes constantly, and you have to
Mm,
act like it. Like you have to imagine how many times they've done that scene before it makes its final cut. And it's like to be so young, specifically them, to be so young and be able to really just, I mean, I feel like everything I've seen, those takes, phenomenal. I loved it every time. And it's like, yeah, being on set and watching them actually do it and like being like, "Ah, okay, guys, it's like really cool."
yeah, it's so fun to witness actors kind of like just do their thing. Like I admire you guys so much for I was like it would be fun to be like cameo. That's it for me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write um my content creation career is the extent of my on camera.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like doing theater or something again, like community would be fun, but
Yeah.
like I just give so much because it's so many you have to do so many takes, it's so many emotions. I did
Yeah.
a scene where I went to a PWI, so of
Maybe
course
just
they're like, we're gonna have the black girl and the white guy paired up together, do a scene where he's racist towards her. He wanted to die, I wanted to die. It
yeah.
was so bad. Somebody else chose our scene for us. Like so we looked at each other and were like, be serious.
Yeah.
Um, but having to go through the emotions of that multiple times for our take, for our assignment, we were both so exhausted afterwards. We just
Hmm.
like, once we finished, he was just like, I know we don't know each other like that, but can I hug you? Like, we just need a second. Like, that was a lot. Like, we just did a
Yeah.
lot. Um, it was really intense. Like I left there, I was like, so I can't imagine like a lot, especially the upcoming scenes, like in the upcoming books, how they had to handle that and like those emotions. Well, they'll be suffering for our enjoyment. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Like, I'm sorry. When I tell you, here's some moments that I'm really excited for in the upcoming book. Spoilers if you have not read the books. Number one, obviously, Volcano. Hello.
Oh,
I need to say more.
they freaking out
Him
about it.
crashing
Us
his
excited.
own, literally, him crashing his eulogy. Um, him bathing in the river Styx.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see so badly how they are going to portray his Annabeth grounding him. I need that more than I need air. Like, I
I
think that
have,
that scene is going to be
yeah,
really special.
I
And
have
then her getting
such
her, sorry.
this. No, I was gonna say I have such this vision of like Annabeth, like as he's like looking, and then it's just like him, Annabeth, like over like on a dock looking at him, holding out her hand or something like that, and it's going back and forth or some sort of vision like that. And I'm like, please. But now knowing how they did the empathy link, I said that's gonna parallel to
It's gonna do so good.
it's
So
so
good. I'm so
good.
excited.
I am generally so excited for that. Okay. Speaking of, let's
Wait, sorry. Sorry to cut
yes.
you off. What's your favorite book? I just realized I didn't. I don't know.
For Percy Jackson,
Yeah.
The Last Olympian.
Okay. Fair. Fair.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite.
That's my favorite. Okay, because I got jumped on the Twitter X app when I said this. I said I like Sea of Monsters second, and everybody was like, "Why?"
And I'd be
Hear
one of
me
them.
out. Hear me out. Okay, I like a good fluff book, and that's what the Sea of Monsters is. That's the last book before people start Control Alt
Dropping.
deleting.
Right.
I understand that the Titan's Curse is like the best one. Is like the one, not the best, but like the one that's like the turning point,
Raise the
right?
stakes.
That's
Yeah, it is
yeah,
a
raise
turning
the
point.
stakes. Battle Labyrinth, I haven't read in a very long time, so this could change
Tune in.
my
No.
ranking
Tune in.
because I haven't read that in a while, but I am very excited for the rom-com era that is going to be before they walk into that labyrinth, and then after that it's just going to be breaks loose.
I think it's so funny too because I reread Battle of Labyrinth ages ago, but Annabeth and Percy, oh, neck and neck. Like that,
Yeah,
if people think they beefing now, no, no. Battle of
the
Labyrinth
by the
is
end of
gonna
Battle of
go to the
Labyrinth.
so like it's literally like every time he says something, go left, and she's like, no, I think we should go right. Like it's like that type of, and it's because like half of it's because of Rachel, and then half of it's because
Rachel
like
got to be black anyway. Let's continue.
I love.
So moving on to episode 2, um, just to break down. So first we got to talk about Percy and Annabeth, of course, being the Percabeth of it all, and planning out Annabeth sneaking in to Chiron's office because that one right there is just, I feel like their core and like the book. I don't want to say book accurate, but like very book esque of like their relationship, particularly post Lightning Thief and beyond. Uh,
Mhm.
and then all over my social media timelines today has been the Percy Annabeth scene.
No, it's like when I know when the script writers like the were writing when the writers were in the writing room and they wrote that they were like
We
this is
ate.
gonna make the cut. This is
Yeah.
gonna make the cut. And it's like one thing about Leah, oh my sister in emoting, I just the way that she like her eyebrows. Like
Yeah.
I have been called eyebrows since I was like 5. People are like your eyebrows. She, I ain't got nothing on her. Like it's like it's so good. I love the way that she just reacted. Like when he was like teasing her back, she's like fuck that, dude. I don't know. I really
Yeah.
do like their dynamic. Like it's just so good.
I think, especially since she's recently talked about her eyebrow acting, and I think it's so apparent within these first 2 episodes, but this moment in particular, because you understand the emotions that, especially like just being, been a teenage girl, like you understand the emotions that just played into Annabeth's head in that moment of like you wanting to react, but remembering you have to be serious, but you're like
Yeah.
also like,
Like this is my friend.
but asterisks, but
Mm.
um, we're also gonna get into Chiron and Annabeth in a second and a whole great prophecy thing, but the Clarice and Chris of it all, I first I love their dynamic already. I love how they showed that side of Clarice trying to flirt and trying to like obviously having some type of romantic feelings towards this person. When he said, "Can you back up a little?" I felt it.
Yeah.
She's stronger than me because
Yeah, no,
I
she I would have fought him.
would have pushed him into his chariot. I would have
Yeah.
been, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Percy standing there the whole time on top of that.
I would have had to push him too. Like Nobody's witnessing this.
No. And then they were laughing on top.
Oh,
It would have been
yeah.
over. It would have been
You know, it's
over.
it's so crazy, and this is why I give Dior props. In the books, even rereading it, I just don't like Clarice. Like Clarice is not
Mm.
a likable character to me until the very end when she's worried about Chris. I never shipped her and Chris though. Like I just didn't care. Oh, I watched that. See, smile on my face. It's like
Yeah.
okay,
It's like,
like I
no, okay,
understand.
I understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
I can see what we're doing here, and Dior is so pretty to me. Like that, she's
Mm.
just such a pretty person. That it's like, oh, the more I see her on my screen, the wider my smile gets.
I love her hair this season in particular. Like, I remember that was the first thing that stood out to me in the teaser. I was like, oh my God, her hair is great. It feels so in character, but also, like,
Yeah.
looks so good at the same time.
Mm.
I also like how Percy's sitting there clocking their tea, but can't clock his own tea for, like,
Isn't that his entire thing?
yeah, you find everybody but yourself. So, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
But in a good way to end the scene and to call back of shut up when he said absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But I guess we didn't talk about this really in episode when we talk about episode 1, but oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna say the name wrong. Is it Tantalias? Last?
I don't know.
Uh,
Tantalus? I don't know.
Tantal.
One of
It's
them.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so I like the direction they went was making him more comedic, but he could still be scary, but like I think he's absolutely hilarious in this, knowing absolutely nothing. And his design is like frightening but comical.
Yeah. It's funny too because I believe he's in Nobody Wants This on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I had never seen him before Nobody Wants This. Immediately I thought, and it's because I watched Nobody Wants This.
Yeah.
Immediately I thought, I was like, oh, that is a human being. I know exactly who that man is. Like, he's there, like I couldn't separate him from the god, like, or like with the character who's playing. I was like, I know you're trying to be mean, and I know you're trying to be, but I know this man. That's how I felt.
I do like him particularly with the chariot scene of like he doesn't want to do this, he doesn't want to be here, but the chariots are where it's at. Like
Hmm.
we're gonna set up this whole elaborate thing, which they killed it by the way with the chariot
Nope.
scene. Like oh my God,
So good. Budget there.
the budget was on that chariot set that day, which was like there were like 300 extras and like horses and kids and stunts. Like I couldn't even imagine them sitting down with the producers and being like, so hear us and like Disney and being like, hear us out.
Yeah. So this is what we want to do.
So horses. Oh no.
Hmm.
And then we want the kids to do the stunts. Oh no.
No, yeah. And then since they're minors, you have to film quickly because they cannot be on set long.
Oh my God. Yeah. I will forever be amazed of how they're able to film. I feel like people are like, they film so slow. I was like, they film so quickly for the fact that they have 2 minor actors who are their leads.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
I think it's funny that like Percy Jackson is going to have like 2 more seasons out by the time Bridgerton season 4 is out.
So at least I'm getting my show. Look, I'm
Yeah.
too happy.
Again, the sacrifices, I'm sorry. So back to episode 2, particularly with Chiron and Annabeth, which I thought was really cool that how they did that in their bond.
Hmm.
First, the party ponies. Thank God. I was so worried that we would not see the party ponies.
Yeah, glad we signed too.
So I'm really glad that we got to see that. I'm low-key team Chiron LGBT. It was like,
I'm not against it.
I'm not against it. The Mariah Carey in your closet. Let's talk.
Look, anytime I hear my queen, my smile widens. Oh, I love like something about Mariah Carey entering a soundtrack of a movie, a TV show, whatever. Now the rating went up. I just love it. I love how they incorporated her. Seriously, it's really good.
I think it's so funny. I would love to be in a room where they pitch that to her and they're like, so hear us out, hear us out, hear us out.
Hmm.
So we will be using your song, your
Yeah,
whistle tones
your whistle tone.
to destroy monsters. How does that
It's
feel?
so funny too because I remember a couple months ago because I see a bunch of Percy stuff. Like I can't really
Yeah.
avoid it, nor do I want to. I love it here.
Yeah.
And it was like Mariah Carey just followed Leah Sedae Jeffrey. Mariah Carey did it. Like I really remember them being like, why? Maybe her kids are a fan of the show. So then when I had heard like her song. I was like, wait, this is
That
why.
makes sense.
Yeah, it
Her
was
following
so
Leah
funny.
makes sense. I remember when people were like, why is she following Walker?
Yeah, literally. Leah, okay, Walker.
What? Okay, something related to the show.
Yeah.
It makes it. It's such a good because I forgot what the song was in the books, but I think it's such a good update to both having a Black Chiron one and then two, which thank God. um,
I love that man. A Different
I
World. Like I watched that show religiously when I was in middle school and high school,
mhm.
and when I saw him get casted, I was like, the kids are all right. Like it was so
Yeah,
good.
I A Different World is literally my favorite show. It's why I went into like want to go into screenwriting. It's why it's like the big show. I fear if I was ever in the vicinity of like the Percy Jackson cast and if I saw him, he would be probably one people I would like
That is like, and that's worth. It's worth that. I mean, I me too.
yeah.
I would have been like, like it's like crazy. Like I just got goosebumps.
I love that, especially since we have a Black Chiron and a Black Annabeth, their relationship and their conversation, I feel like
Means
so more
more.
important.
Yes.
And he's like, of course you would be the one to contact me. Of course you would be the one to really remember me and want to see me.
Mhm.
And I feel like their relationship and their bond is way closer than it's been implied in the books. So I'm really
Thank
interested to
God.
see, yeah, how that plays out. Because she lived at camp basically since she was
Yeah.
7. So
Hmm.
he's like a pseudo father figure to her. And then he tells her the great prophecy, which is
How did
crazy.
she find out in the books before? Do you remember?
I want to say that she like
I thought the
they don't
oracle told her.
specify. I know she knows by this
Hmm.
point, but they don't specify. I feel like she said like maybe she found she was in the big house and figured it out one day or something
Yeah,
like
or like
that.
overheard them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a direct. I don't think it was ever like a direct thing like it was here. At least I
Yeah.
don't think so. I don't know. Somebody in the comments will tell me if I'm wrong. But so it was really interesting for him to be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm gonna tell you this because I need you to protect him," rather than like, because I don't really think Percy doesn't know the full thing until book 5, but he knows he's part of it.
Does he really not know until book five?
I
I
don't
thought
think
he
he
found
knows the
out the
last.
battle.
I don't think he knows he's going to die, or
You said put yeah. I
God,
don't
I'm
think
gonna
they
have to
were.
put like books. People just don't listen to this episode, but he doesn't
Yeah,
know
no,
about the death line
even
of the
in
book
even
prophecy.
after Titan's Curse, because remember it could be between him and Thalia. Remember he was like, "Oh, it's not me anymore."
But I think they say either Olympus, because it's Olympus to rise or destroy. So either destroy or rise Olympus. But they don't tell him the last line of, but you got to sacrifice somebody. Like, it's
Hmm.
that, I don't think he knows that until the 5th
Hmm.
book.
Yeah,
But he does know that his fate will be the Olympus line, which I think they're still going to go with. But I don't think he knows, like, you're not making it, buddy. Or, like,
yeah.
along those lines.
Like you're not making it past six, or you're not making it to
16.
16. You know
Sorry.
how fuzzy that scene is gonna be when he turns down immortality.
Get you someone that turns out immortality for you.
Real. Somebody commented on one of my videos because I was like, Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls is like perfectly for like
Yeah.
perfectly for Beth, like perfectly. And they're like, wait, he actually didn't give up immortality for him. Like, okay, but she was a big factor, okay? But
He
come on.
looks right. I think she looks at
Literally,
her, but
he
it's
looks
like,
at her. That quote, I wish I could have it tattooed on me. I'm scared of needles, and then I think it will also I'd like hate it in a year. But it's that like I looked at her and I realized that she was looking at me too, or drinking in the fact that I was still here, the world was collapsing, and all that mattered to me was
yeah,
that she was okay.
that's pure cinema. That's like when that will be on my screen, and I'm I don't even want to think about how old I'm gonna be, and I'm still seated
You
in the
are not
theater.
now. You are
I'm
1 year
not.
older than me, and you
I'm
just
not.
turned 1 year old. Like
I
you're months
literally,
older than me.
I'm literally 26, and so,
Like,
but I feel like it's because like maybe because like currently in real life, like I like when you talk about Percy Jackson, they're like, "Oh, that kids show," and I'm like,
yeah.
but
I don't
it's a
feel bad at all because
lifestyle.
everybody be liking Harry Potter, so don't say nothing to me. Y'all
Exactly.
be the
Exactly.
first ones to be talking about use the Ron and Harry Christmas audios, Hogwarts, tell me you're a Slytherin, but I can't watch Percy Jackson. Down on
Please.
Aphrodite here. Thank you. Like,
You know your Hogwarts house, but what's your Percy Jackson cabin?
right, right. Like you
Let's
got
like
bigger fish to fry.
But yeah, so it's like, well, I will be seated in whatever it should be a theater, but I will be seated wherever they have me
Hmm.
watching that final moment because it should be a major final part of this.
Yes.
Like, that's gonna be pure cinema and it's never been adapted, which makes it all the more merrier because after season 2, we have no adaptions.
No adaptions, nothing to compare it to.
Nothing to compare it
They
to.
need to start, and I saw this tweet. They need to start expanding. I'm sad they didn't do it for Sea of Monsters. After this, y'all not need to expand that episode count. It's not even funny.
I'm very surprised they did it, but I also feel like this, like, I guess, technical, like, working within entertainment. I feel like Disney's like, we know this is a moneymaker, but we have to get confirmed that this is it. Like, we have to see how season 2 does. But I was like,
Because
season
Stranger
3
Things is the
needs to
same way.
have, yeah, season 3 needs to have, like, at least 10.
Season 4? I was literally, when I was there, I was like, so how are y'all going to do Battle of the Labyrinth? Because the Labyrinth ever changes. And I was
Yeah.
talking to Zoe, who I think she directs like
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah. And she was like, oh, we're trying to, like, we're not thinking about season 4 right now. We want to, obviously, but we have to focus
Yeah.
because they're doing season 3. They're filming season 3. It's fair.
That's fair.
But she was like, we don't know. We absolutely have no idea yet. Like, it's gonna be a beast to attack at that time. Like,
They have to get at least they're gonna. I was like, you have to expand episodes in order to do that correctly, especially if you're doing different points of view.
oh, imagine seeing Annabeth grieving Percy while he's on Callisto's island.
The Annabeth,
What
the
do they call this,
I,
Callisto?
what is? I'm like, oh my god, how they do Calypso is going to be so interesting to me because they could go two ways with it.
Mm-hmm.
I would be interested to see if they decide to go the slight, like if they cast it as somebody who looks like a teenager, or and decide to go the route of the romance. But I feel like they're gonna pull that away and make it more of like this perfect island he doesn't want to leave, rather than the
If
romance
they
part.
are bringing Callisto, it would be incorrect in mythology terms
Yeah.
to make her not fall in love with him and him fall back. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
So I feel like
So
they
that's
have
not
to.
possible. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
possible.
Back to Mariah Carey. I just love how that was incorporated and it just worked. And they were just like, we did it after. And then we just turned to straight angst with the
Yeah.
question. Everybody's so happy. Actually, here's the
Yeah.
quest scene, which is,
Yeah.
yeah, very different from the books.
I think,
Um,
yeah, I was interested. Clarice almost chose Percy.
yeah, which is
That
surprising.
definitely didn't happen in the books.
No, she didn't choose Annabeth either, if I'm
Yeah,
not.
she didn't.
Yeah.
I think they're making her and Annabeth more friends in the show than they are in the books.
I really like how Clarice and Annabeth's relationship is seen as a friendship, particularly because they've been at camp for basically the same amount of time. So,
Mhm.
like, of course they
Mhm.
would. They may not be perfect friends, but they respect each other,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that's more seen in the show because, again, it's outside of Percy's perspective.
Hmm.
But then when she doesn't choose Percy, and everybody's just like, first the camp hates him right now.
Yeah.
They are so anti Percy. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, boo, sit
I find
down.
it so funny every time. I find that so funny. I think it was like highlighted in Battle of the Labyrinth in the very beginning, how Annabeth, you know how they always sat at their own tables for their
Yeah,
like him and Tyson would always sit by themselves, how she sat next to him and everyone was like, is that allowed? Like, is
yeah.
that you know what I mean? So I always think it's so funny, like he's still like a loser to them and he like stay camp, stay for a while and come back and they're like, oh,
Be
been there,
serious.
done that. Like
Other than them placing bets on when Percy and Annabeth are going to get together, I think they're generally just like, here he comes.
yeah, they're like, here he
Which
goes.
makes, well, I guess up until season 3 in particular, Walker being white and most of the rest of the cast being of color, extremely funny at Camp Half Blood.
I know.
Because it really is like that one
It's like
video meme.
we're good. We rocking with Mark because Mark rocking with us. Like
Every
he's not
time.
time. It's so
It's,
funny to me.
I was like, of course they locked up the made just a white camper.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, just put him in the back.
And then his brother is also one of the only white people there too.
They're like, here's this white guy go again. Oh my God,
Yeah.
sit down.
These about to go crazy. Like I can imagine the talks of them now. I made a video about this that went viral. Well, mini viral to me. And I was saying how like how does Annabeth get her box braids redone?
That's the
Aphrodite doesn't have
question.
a butt, and Annabeth like Athena, they're the weavers, right? Like so
Mm.
it's like a collab. But it's like imagine those conversations I can't. It's like, girl, you want to do that? We got to do our hair today. Like you know, like that. I just love to see that like range. Oh, I love people of color. Like, oh,
People of color in Camp Half Blood are so like it's such a lovely thing because that conversation I remember it being on Twitter was so funny because it was like the funniest it was a very heated argument of people trying to
yeah.
figure this out, but it was such in a good-hearted light-hearted way of like, all right, wait, okay, hear me out. I think Aphrodite does provide the hair, and
Mhm.
then Athena Cabin does do the
Yeah, they
braiding
have like
opportunities.
braid. Yeah,
Yeah,
like yeah, they can
the
start the braid. Yeah, Aphrodite finished there.
yeah, like there's definitely like a coalition going on over there. But like I just think about, oh my God, what is it called usually? The Half Blood Black Student Union or whatever.
Oh, sorry. What is it? HBBSA?
Half
Or
Blood.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's actually so funny. No,
Like,
no.
imagine.
That, oh, I would rock. I'd be on I'd be a board member. I'd be membership chair.
Oh, membership chair to be like, here come Percy again. Like I know he's the topic of conversation and half there be.
Like, y'all see Percy again? And why does Annabeth keep running? I said if she keep rocking with me, she don't get herself killed. She don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to me. Like, I could imagine.
See, that's a skit series right there. The Camp Half Blood Black City Union.
Literally. Like, so who did her braids? Is y'all kind of, hey, can you do mine? Like,
It's like, who's responsible
Selena?
for.
Thank you.
If Selena ends up being black, I think that would be so
I don't
cool.
know
But I
who
also do not know.
get me in there. Like, I get me in the room. I've been here before. You know what I mean? Like, I like I don't want to seem like so eager and like put me in, put me in, put me in. But like I was like I am eager, so put me in, put me in, put me in. Like I would do anything. Like just give me the audition at least. At least I can try.
Yeah. I would kill to be in the writer's room. I was like, I will sit in a corner. I will say nothing. I just want to observe how you guys do
Yeah.
this. Like, I would, or just be on set. Like, being able to shadow just anybody on sets is so fun to me. Um, and then Percy deciding to, no, I almost forgot the wedding dress. We're
Oh yeah.
here.
The fact that Cam got to try that on, oh,
Oh my
lucky girl.
God. Yeah, it's so. I was like seeing the little details of it that you really didn't get to see in the show. I was like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wow. But yeah, I love how they both wear their wedding dress and that they're
Reasonable.
like, he's like, how do I look? Beautiful.
Yeah, he's
So
like,
beautiful. You are trying not to get killed, but you look
this
great.
is great.
Thanks. I thought that was so cool and how they incorporated that into the scene. I trust the casting team very much. There are going to be surprises. Like when they said Kate McKinnon was gonna be Aphrodite, and everybody went, oh.
Everyone's reactions cracked me up. The fact that Rick had to do damage control and come out within 24 hours of the casting and be like, there's others. And when Percy sees her, she reminds him of Annabeth. Now, I mean, obviously they
Mm-hmm.
can change anything. But like they changed in the trailer, Percy is tied up instead of Annabeth. When he got her,
That's crazy. That's crazy. I love that, but also, how did he get himself into that situation?
me no care. I loved it. I can't wait to see. I when I saw that in the trailer, it was like my sleeper agent was activated. Like I was like I was like, oh no, it like reinvigorated me. I was like, wait,
The siren scene being on New Year's Eve is so interesting.
I did. You know what's so funny? New Year's Eve too. I'm about to be in the theater watching Stranger Things. It's gonna be a blessed day. Like I can't wait.
I'm trying to figure out, like, I was like, how do I make plans for New Year's Eve? I was like, all I'm going to be doing is sitting there talking about the siren scene. I was like, again. So,
Okay.
Hermes, that's why, because we had to talk about Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Okay.
I will
Well, we
say,
talked about it.
the Vegas line was crazy.
You know, they keep throwing out bones, letting me know that as the show increases, that TV or TV PG is gonna be TV 14.
It's going to be TV
So
14 next season. That's what I
it
think.
is.
Yeah.
No, because when you have two big character deaths like that, can it really be PG?
Maybe one. I think two is when they're going to be like, you gotta go up.
Yeah.
Because it's PG violence this
Yeah.
season.
Mhm.
But I was like, I feel like they're going to go TV 14. I think they
They
have
have
to.
to. And I mean, hey, they're in Canada.
Yeah.
Stick to your roots. Canadians do it the best.
TV 14, PG in Canada is a whole different ballgame. It's
It is.
actually so
It
interesting.
is. That's why they put shows on like My Life with Derek. Degrassi is TV 14, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
And they
Which
let
is
anything
crazy.
slide. So
My Life was Derek, the casting team. We got the writing and the casting team.
like, I was smiling when I was a kid. I was like,
And then you're
hey.
like, now you're like, oh.
No, now I'm like, I'm so sick. I used to ship Brandon and Kylie in the Foster.
I was literally about to be like,
I used to ship them.
season 1, I'm sorry, I was locked in.
That scene where she like ran into his arms. Like I was woo ass. But then I rewatched it and I was like,
Why?
I
This
was
is
a victim.
bad.
That's how I feel about Ezria too. I shipped Arya and Ezra
Uh-huh.
down. Then I'm like, wait, because I was like, no, he thought she lied about her age. Like she said that she was older. Obviously, could have ended after that. But then I was like, but she really does look 14. Like she looked like a kid too.
Yeah, I wasn't into Pretty Little Liars. The Fosters, I was tuned in every week. Pretty Little
Yeah.
Liars, I wasn't into, so I only heard about that like outside of it. I was
Yeah,
like,
outside.
no.
Yeah, no.
Sadly, season 1, I was locked in. It was so bad, and then like
I don't even know if I can say sadly because it was
it was a great time at the time.
no at the time. Just how some people read mafia books and like leave your morals at the door. And that's how I feel about watching. And then
Yeah.
Kylie, I'm like, actually, I can't watch this with sense, or I'm gonna start frowning.
Because now you watch it, you're like,
Oh.
ooh, ew.
Why was my mom letting me watch that show at 12?
That Switched at Birth, I was seated.
Girl, I watched Switch at Birth for the first time 2 days ago.
Oh
I kid you
wow.
not. It was crazy. Yeah.
Also, just the idea of getting switched at birth and they're two different ethnicities, crazy work.
No, because I was watching my friend and she was like, okay, maybe maybe it was the white people, they're like, okay, maybe the gene pool. You telling me you're Latina, ginger, green eyes,
Crazy
like, and
part,
you're not Cuban?
Vanessa Morano, not even close to Hispanic. They were crazy
At
for that
all.
casting.
Not only they told me Puerto Rican. That's
That's
not
crazy
Puerto Rican.
casting.
Is it because she got a little wave in her hair? Like I'm confused. Like
While her sister's literally playing Allie in Austin and Allie at the
Mhm.
same time this is going on. That's crazy casting work. They said, well, we could pull it off. They could not do that today.
Just curl her hair.
The way they
That's
played
what
the
they did.
on the My Block actress, they could not do that today.
Please. No, actually, let's talk about Hermes before I start getting upset.
And then, of course, I like how he's like, Poseidon, give me a sign. And here
Yeah.
comes Hermes. Like, here's the best I can do.
His dad loves him. I'm sorry. Like, out of all the gods, parents, and that's why they be so jealous.
Yeah.
Because one thing about Poseidon, he gonna take up for his.
Does Poseidon show up every 3 business years? Yes.
Yeah.
But when he shows up, he's more decent than everybody else.
Every time.
He is better than everybody else in that regard. He does when he shows up. Should he have been paying Sally child support in some sort of way? Yes, absolutely. But
100%.
why are they struggling?
Right.
You put us into this situation. But yeah, yeah. So he was like, can you talk to Luke for me? Go. Like, I get why, but it's just
Mhm.
like, okay, Hermes, be serious. Be serious for five
Like if I
seconds.
bring your name up, he's gonna kill me with his bare hands, I feel. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I
Why would I
can't
do
do that.
that?
Yeah.
Why?
I have self-preservation skills, so
And then, of course, right after that, because moving on finally from Hermes, um, the Percabeth scene on the beach,
oh,
crazy work.
give Leah her tens.
The
Like,
second Emmy nomination will be coming. I was like, if this is episode 2, how she acts in the Siren episode?
I am so excited because they keep saying that it's like very, I mean, and we know from the books it's
Yeah.
very emotional. Well, I cannot wait to see how that is done. Like truly, truly.
Because they also keep saying that they changed it from the books, which we first now see that like
Mhm.
Percy is tied up.
And the
The
sirens are
sirens,
beautiful.
sirens. I needed a jump scare warning when they decided to post the sirens for the first time. I'm just trying to scroll on social media, and now I have a new sleep paralysis
Now
demon.
you're a victim. Yeah.
Now why am I being attacked? Somebody was like
What'd you
underneath,
say I
hear me.
feel?
Somebody was like, hear me out, and we're like, be serious.
What? Hear
The
who out?
sirens. I was like, hear the sirens, because that's what we don't want to do.
Hear me out. Like, mm-mm-mm.
But that scene is such a great. I feel like it's going to be such parallel to when they talk after the siren scene, because they said they're going to have
Mm.
luckily communication for once in their lives um after the siren scene. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be so interesting how that will work. And when she was like, I didn't like any of those mortal things, he's like, you didn't like Jaws? Like, be serious. Be
And she's
serious.
like,
I'm
like,
bearing my soul to you. And this is what you have right now?
it's like, you sure you didn't like the roller coaster?
You didn't like that world. What about Space Mountain?
He's like,
Be serious. Why do I feel like there's going to be a line at like the end of the season? It's like, I didn't like any of that stuff because it wasn't with you, or some dumb like it. I will eat it up either way.
yeah.
But I feel like there's gonna be something along those lines, especially the movie reference. I feel like that's gonna come back, but I don't know if they're gonna have time for that to come back because everything seems to be changing, and
Yeah.
nobody knows what happens in the last 4 episodes.
I mean, some people do, but we're not gonna find
Yeah,
out. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm
I,
just excited to see the way everything goes. Like, we have
yeah.
our books and we get our show. I'm just happy with that. But yeah, I think their performances are really, really good. And then Tantalus, or whatever his name is,
We'll
comes
figure
out
it out in a remix. I don't know.
and tries to kill him, which actually was shocked me. I was like, wait,
That's crazy.
no,
So
like I know that they're supposed to stay in, but
yeah.
you're actually gonna kill him? Like, what?
Also, like they're their parents' favorite children, so that would be crazy.
That's probably why Athena had to pop in and be like, wait.
Are you serious? Did I
I
try to
know
kill
that.
her last season? Yes, but I tried to kill her, not you.
Not you, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Like you
be
can't do that. I can do that.
I
Nobody's
could
like nobody can bully my brother, only me.
only me. I will say, as a cabin 6 girly, Athena slander of last season was hard, but we're finally here. Athena is black. Thank God.
And that's why I have to shut up because I would always be the first one to slander Athena. Like when I was reading the books, oh, Athena used to piss me off. How dare you? After Titan Force, you gonna pull Percy
Oh,
aside and be like, uh-uh. And you know what I like that Percy did? He went and had his dance with Annabeth. He was like, anyway.
confess? Absolutely not. But I'm still gonna dance with her. I'm gonna get
Like,
something.
she want a little two-step? Sure. Like, he's gonna get her two-step in.
But now that she's black, I'm like,
So, like,
she might
wait,
have
no,
some
guys.
points.
Hear her out, hear her out. Wait, wait.
Oh my
Let her
God,
get up, let her
guys.
get up.
Athena's right. Oh my
I'm just like
God.
that. I'm just like that.
Somebody in the back, Percy sucks. Yes.
Yeah. No, you know who I can't wait for their entrance because I can't wait for them to be the villain of all villains, Hera. I hate Hera and every Ooh, I can't wait till she comes.
Hera is so doing the most for no reason. like, yeah, okay, Zeus does like hate you, but like, but like, you're just like messy for no reason, like
Yeah.
legitimately messy for no reason, especially in Heroes of Olympus, causing all that chaos for what?
Like the fact, oh, when I found out it was her, no. It was like something ignited in me. Like I never felt hate like that before in my life.
Where there's like, we gotta call a god, and Annabeth's like, anybody but her.
Literally.
She
Like,
pulls
and
up, it's
don't
like,
call her. And they'll be like, don't speak ill on her. Like, you know that she can hurt you. I don't care.
I don't. We had to go on a round the world quest to
Literally.
get Percy back because she decided, I'm gonna change people's lives today
Hmm.
at like 2
She
a.m.
didn't
in
hear
the
take
morning.
five. She said change
Change
lives.
lives.
She's so evil.
I was going actually into what are you looking forward to in season 2 as a whole, especially now that we're officially kicked off.
Um, I really can't wait to see, and it quite literally is the last scene Dahlia get up.
Yeah,
Um, I think that's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to see the siren scene and Cersei's Island.
yeah,
And I they keep emphasizing this. It don't this was not in the books, but Ares and Clarisse's conversation.
yeah. I think that's
I
also next episode too.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
it?
I think so. So I'm really interested in that because I think that's such an interesting dynamic there,
Yeah.
them two in particular. And Aries like notoriously hates his kids, which I think is really funny. So it's like, okay, let's see
No.
how this works.
You're like, all right,
All right, I guess.
wrap it up.
Congrats.
I'm really excited to see how that goes because it's not going to be a good conversation. Even
No,
when
at
he
all.
talks to her in the book, doesn't he like put her down like on the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because when I reread it, I forgot if Percy like she knows Percy overheard it or he just happens to overhear it and doesn't really say anything on it. So I'll be really interested to see how
Hmm.
that conversation goes and how much he knows.
Yeah. I mean, I have hope in episode um 5, just because episode
Mm,
5 of season 1 is my favorite. So I'm like, maybe
same,
they'll do another one. Yeah, I'm
same.
excited for that.
I feel like 5 is like their Percabeth episode, so I think that's really interesting. I I already know how you're gonna react to this take because it was so bad. Somebody I forgot. I think it was my Annabeth is Black video. Somebody was like in a comment, so like I hope for the siren scene they have them revealed as like their book character versions in the mirror. I think I deleted the comment.
And you should have. You did the right thing. Are you?
I said
No.
absolutely not.
Yeah, like don't even speak that. And the thing is, like one thing I just love, I love Rick Riordan. He was like, "Oh, gave me artwork." That one time, he was like, "Someone gave me artwork," and it was like, Annabeth had the blonde hair. He was like, "Who's that?" The People's Prince.
Once he saw Leah Beth, it was game over. It was game over. He has
Gagged.
not
He was
thought about
gagged.
white Annabeth since.
Like, who's that? Like for him to say, "Who's that?" We did
Crazy
it,
work.
Joe. We did it. Like I was so happy when I heard that. Seriously.
Reading back on that for my video and like reading back to his blog and stuff, and he was talking about how like he's like we started having conversations immediately after we saw her tape. Like that it was it. That was it. He was like, "How's this gonna work? How's this gonna go?" Because
No,
this is
literally.
Annabeth.
So, and in the way he was fighting for her,
I mean, I always saw Annabeth as Black until I saw the movies. So
that's fair. I think I couldn't get away from the gray eyes. The
yeah,
gray
that's fair.
eyes. I was like, all right, I got it. Got it, got it,
Okay,
got it.
can you say it one more time for me?
No, like
Gray
when he got
eyes.
ooh, and the spelling of gray for me, like that's crazy.
Going through the comments and some people are like, but what if what here we go. They're like, what if she gets contacts? Absolutely not. What if
Like,
you look at
what an
some
odd
art?
thing to say. Like,
What an odd thing to ask a child
when,
to do.
literally. I think that one thing that I will be excited for and everyone will be excited for is the gray streaks, though.
Oh, yeah, I think they're excited for it alone. I think that's gonna be really cool, and I'm interested to see how much because I think it's lore that they get more gray streaks the longer they hold the sky. So Annabeth
So
might have
first, like,
more.
yeah, I don't know why they had identical ones then in my head. I always
I
saw
feel
them.
like it's like I don't know. Rick Riordan Austin sometimes forgets what he writes half the time.
I mean, he made Blackjack a boy after she was a
I was like
girl.
trans icon
Yeah,
Blackjack, but like
Blackjack.
it's like the perfect example of that. But like, so
Yeah.
I generally I don't know whatever the writers' room chooses or has
Yeah.
chose at this point because they know.
Yeah.
Um, really interested, especially with her braids, how that's gonna work.
Oh.
I mean, they can have so many different ways if they can do it, but like, I'm just interested to see how.
I wonder if, because I've been thinking about this well, not a lot, but if they let her have her natural hair out for the school dance.
I don't think so because I think it was like a Teen Vogue thing. She said, "This is my hair I'm doing for season 3. Like it's braids, but it's like
However, she can't share it. And The Last Dance is just that scene. It's like that Stranger Things season
yeah.
2 scene
Oh,
where
I
it's just
love that scene
isolated.
so
Me
bad.
too.
Yeah,
I'm glad you knew what I was talking about. Yeah, it's like that isolated. So I'm like, if she could have
yeah,
her hair out, I think that would be really fun. But I
yeah,
do know, like, for continuality, I
yeah,
don't know. She has, no, I don't think she has 4C hair. Maybe like 4B hair. Either
yeah.
way, it keeps it shaped. So,
Yeah. It's how she maintains it. I need
yeah,
the
it definitely
notes.
keeps it shaped.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd be really interested to see if they incorporate it because I think it's more so her choice of what she wants to do with her hair, which I love that. I just love everybody on the set who respects black hair because
Yeah.
some sets don't do that.
Yeah.
Most sets don't do
Most
that.
sides don't do that.
Don't do
Yeah.
that. Oh my God. But so if I mean if it's her choice, if she's like, I don't want to even deal with that, I get it.
Yeah, I
But
get
I
it.
think it'll be cool to incorporate it in some sort of way
Mhm.
if she's comfortable with it. To be interested. I wonder. I don't think so, but it'd be interesting if it was incorporated in Cersei's Island because she gets a makeover, but I don't know what it's
For
gonna look like
natural
yet.
hair though,
Oh yeah, I'm
to
thinking
undo
about
the
that.
braids while it's going, like,
Absolutely not. I think I would.
actually, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
could do
thought
it
about the
for,
logistics.
yeah, that would be
See, this is
interesting.
why having black girls talk about this because everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, we could just take her braids." No, sweet, that's a 3-day affair.
Girl, what? And the thing about Leah, I think about this all the time because her braids were crisp in season 1. Do you know how many times they probably had to redo them braids? Um,
The
and Leah
water
has
scene.
hair. Like, she has hair. Her hair is long and thick. Oh, I
She got the best
know she stays in
still.
that. Like, oh, every time I see her and her natural hair out, then I see her in braids, I'm like, oh, I wonder how long she sat down, bro. Like, ooh,
Getting the mouse to pay for your braids, 10 out of 10.
I would abuse that. I think about that so much. Not like the mouse, but like
Yeah.
being on sets like that, like with like big budgets, how I
Hmm.
would abuse that. You know what I mean? Like I would bring my hometown, like the girl who does my hair normally, I would be like
Yeah.
commission her because she knows how I would look great
Yeah.
and like have someone to do my lashes so I don't look like a naked mole rat. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you got the biz, got the biz.
Oh, y'all got the money.
Like, cuff it up. But no, like obviously the look they want, but
Yeah.
black people have to do my hair or not have to, but
I would
give
like
my
to
people
have
a job.
somebody.
You
Yeah.
would. Give me somebody in that chair that knows,
That knows how to do hair correctly, which I
Mhm.
think they've stated, multiple of the actresses stated that everybody on that set knows how to do everybody's hair. Like, that's like,
I mean, it looks like the requirement to join the damn cast is 3C hair and up. So,
they, I often joke they missed the audition room before you go in. And if your hair doesn't curl, turn around, turn
like, I don't
around.
know how Nico and Bianca made the cut. Like, they're very
They,
lucky. That won't happen again.
if it's 3C, the barrier does not allow you to go
Like, that card, the like the paper bag test. It's like, you know,
3C, 2.
is that wave or coil? Out. Like,
How does your hair react to water?
oh,
The
like
doors.
flat?
Sally Beauty in Canada is always empty in stock because of that set.
Oh yeah, 110%. And the beauty supply stores too, all the expression. Girl,
Done. Done. They
like
random stores dry.
dry, dry. So,
So we're gonna wrap up the recording, but do you have any lasting thoughts, about in
yeah, I'm
general?
really excited for the rest of the season. Hopefully we can keep chatting about it, or maybe we'll have like a wrap up thing when everything comes to closure, and we
Mhm.
will be back with season 4 and 5 confirmed. Um, but yeah, that's all.
OMG, hi. Coming in with a sort of late, chaotic outro to close out this chaotically beautiful episode. Shout out to our special guest, Kimmy. You can follow her in all the links that are provided in the description for this episode, either through any of the podcast listening platforms that you are in or the YouTube subscription box. Also, if you like this podcast, if you want to listen to more of this podcast, if you want to be notified when new episodes drop, then you could subscribe to Melanated Wise Girl on YouTube or anywhere that you listen to your podcast. You can also rate the show if you want. Oh, and if you want to follow me along outside of podcast adventures, you could follow Melanated Wise Girl on every platform except Twitter, which unfortunately is just Melon Wise Girl because of character limit. I hope you guys have a pleasant and lovely rest of your day and happy Percy Jackson premiere week. Okay, bye.